Hi Virgo, I'm Chris. Welcome to the House of Light Shadow, and welcome to your October reading. Now Virgo, the energy coming in to this reading as I'm connecting with you guys is feeling a little heavy. You know, you guys are known to be the cultivators, the harvesters of the zodiac. And to me, the image I can't get out of my head is like as if you've been gathering all these things that you've been putting work into, and you're looking at this bundle of stuff in your arms, like flowers, plants, like all these beautiful things you've harvested, and you're looking at them, and it's as if like it all kind of looks a little dull, looks a little gray. There's a sense of dissatisfaction right now with Virgo. There's a sense of maybe even some apathy, maybe a sense of disappointment right now. It really feels like Virgo is just needing to feel very loved, which might mean you're having some situations that are difficult right now with loved ones, with family. At the very least, if no one's doing things that are actively upsetting you, it just feels to me like there's a sense of disconnect. And Virgo, what we need to do is sort of practice self-love right now, and not in a way that makes you cynical, right? Not in a way that makes you feel like, no one's there for you. You have to find a way now, Virgo, to nurture self. Nurturing self might mean being the Chariot, a little vulnerable, a little open, a little clear with your intentions. There might be some needs here, Virgo, for you to kind of ask for things. Because what's happening right now, Virgo, I think what you're experiencing is sort of a growing pain. It feels like with the Chariot, what we're doing is we're sort of moving into a new place. We're moving into a new place of success to come, right? That was something I also felt. Like we're on the precipice, Virgo, of big things happening for you. But we're still kind of on that journey. We're still kind of moving towards it. We're moving closer to it. And right now, with the Chariot, Virgo, we need a little bit of inner harmony, of finding a way to find some inner balance. Virgo, I think that the thing that came to me is that Virgo is sort of very much like a plant. When it's well tended to, when it's nurtured, when it's cared for, it blossoms and it's beautiful. And when it's not, it sort of withers. It sort of becomes something like ugly. Something that's not bringing brightness to the world. And Virgo, I think there's a lot going on inside your head right now. And I think part of what you need is to maybe ask for some help or tell people what's bothering you. And that's what I mean by saying for self-love to not become cynical, right? Where taking care of yourself means that just seeing everyone else as a disappointment. In our ideals, Virgo, we have the death card. Sorry, this instance. We have death. So Virgo, I think that you're just ready to be done with this part of your life. Like, look at these two cards. These are absolutely an indication here, Virgo, of growing pains. This is an indication of being almost tired, right? And I think that's why it's like what I wrote here is like the mundane life is feeling a little lifeless, is feeling a little passionless. And I think, Virgo, there's some things in your life that you just wish were done with. A phase of your life, challenges that you're facing that you just kind of want to be done with. And I think right now, some things that are lingering in your life that you really want to not be there anymore, but it's sort of like you have to deal with it for now. You have to deal with fixing parts of your life or getting things in order in a way that brings you passion and success and excitement. But death is saying, like, we're wanting things to be done with. Virgo, it felt to me like we're coming into a new chapter of our lives, where I think some part of you is still processing the past. Some part of you is still having to clean house of things from the past. Some part of you is sorting out sort of decisions that you've made and choices that you've made and directions that you've gone in, where there's not necessarily, I want to say, regret, but there is a sort of feeling of dissatisfaction, almost like, how did I get here? How did I get into this place where I feel like all I want is for this to be done with? All I want is to just move, but it feels like I can't because my emotions, because of the thoughts in my head are just weighing down on me. It feels to me very strongly right now, Virgo, that there is a lot of burdens that you're carrying. A lot of burdens that you're carrying on your own. And to me, death right now feels a little bit like you might be going into a dark place. That you might be going into a little bit, like I said, to beware of cynicism. Of thinking that life is just challenges and obstacles and unhappiness and heartbreak. It feels like you might be feeling just a little overwhelmed with the trials and tribulations of day-to-day life. Because Virgo, in our past here, we had it together, the King of Pentacles. The waxing moon, you felt like things were moving. You see, so like there's coming from a place, Virgo, where there was a lot of confidence in yourself. There was a lot of confidence in what you were doing. There was a lot of confidence in the work you were doing. There was a lot of confidence in the life you were building. And then we have the Five of Wands. And now there's conflict. And now there's petty bullshit. And now there's disappointments from the people around you. Right now there's a feeling of just, you know, with the Five of Wands, it's like we're not gelling right with the people around us. We're not quite fitting in. We're feeling maybe misunderstood. Taken for granted. So this is that disappointment with people around you that I said in the beginning here, right? This Five of Wands, like, it almost feels like there's no one on your team. And I don't think that's true, Virgo, but I understand why it feels that way. Because there's so much going on. Because there's so much changing. Because, you know, this is the Cancer card. We're getting very overwhelmed by feelings. At its best, this is that sort of like victory cry. You know, like, yeah, I'm killing it, I'm doing it. At its worst, this can be like, you know, unbalanced emotions. And Virgo, I think what needs to be said here is that even if, you know, you were moving forward and then you ended up in this place where things are kind of tough, like, you're still the King of Pentacles. You're still the master of the material world. You're still able to manifest almost anything you want. Your work ethic is amazing. Your ability to create is amazing. So needless to say, you're not stuck, right? But here with death, what is it that we need to let go of? What is it that needs to be released? What is it that needs to change? For some of you guys, I think that these are things that are sort of outside of your control. And death comes whether we like it or not, right? This is like one thing in life you can't control. One of the cards of the major arcana that sort of show just like fate and the world stepping in, whether you like it or not. So Virgo, there might feel like there are things outside of your control that are weighing on you very emotionally, especially if it comes at the hands of other people and situations and feelings that other people are making you feel. See, I knew it. Our turning point, Virgo, is the Eight of Swords. So this is what I said, we're not like as stuck as you think you are. The Eight of Swords is just being kind of, I think this is what's bringing us into this sort of dark place, is feeling like there's no escape. Feeling trapped. Virgo, I think that there's a need here to sort of get out of your own head. I think that it's not wrong that you're there. I think that there are circumstances in your life that are putting you sort of in a difficult place. But by being here, it does feel to me like there's almost an exaggeration. You know how I said in the beginning, like, it's good to ask for things now, right? To not become cynical. Because this is that becoming cynical. This is exactly what I said, right? With the Five of Wands, where we feel like no one's on our side. Where we have to care for ourselves, where we have to do everything ourselves. But Virgo, you're not alone. You're very loved. You're very cared for, even if it doesn't feel like it. What we need to do in October, Virgo, is figure out how to not get stuck here. How do we not get trapped in our own head? First of all, I think I keep looking back to this King of Pentacles. Remembering your ability to create, remembering your ability to do. Like there's a sense here with that King of Pentacles in the Chariot of very proactive energy. And now I think, Virgo, what you need to be proactive about is what you need. Not being proactive about work, being proactive about, cleaning your house and all those like Virgo things. I think it's being proactive about what you need emotionally. Admitting it, if to no one else, then at least start with yourself. What do I need? Where am I feeling lack from the people around me? Where am I feeling disappointment? And from that disappointment, again, what do I need? What can I ask for of the people around me? How can I get the support that I need? Because it feels to me like here, Virgo, you need support. This Chariot is being drawn by these two rams in this card. It's like you need other people to help you get ahead. You need other people to give you like the substance that makes you feel like you can go out into the world every day and feel safe and secure and feel loved and feel warmth. But, Virgo, through the month we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. So, good news is, by the end of the month, going into November with the Six of Pentacles, we do have a little bit more of a material sort of financial foundation. So, Virgo, if finances are difficult right now, if work is difficult, expect by the end of the month that things will start to feel better, that you'll start to feel more secure. But also you can sort of see, I think people in your life, Virgo, are going to start stepping up. I think people are not going to like to see you in this situation. This Nine of Pentacles with the Four of Cups, it's very much to me like depression. Like what I said from the beginning, the Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence and a card of sort of self-sufficiency. But with the Four of Cups can be depression, it could be apathy. It could be feeling checked out, it could be feeling like not a part of things. So these two cards together, Virgo, make me feel like you're going to, especially in the beginning of the month, be feeling a little bit of that like, I'm all alone and nobody cares. I'm not getting what I need. And so I think, Virgo, the people in your life with the Six of Pentacles, we are also talking about a give and take of energy and a support. So outside of your own ability to create for yourself, I think that there will be people who are willing to give to you, who are going to give support, who are going to show you that you're not alone, who are going to maybe recognize the way that the things that they've been saying or doing or not saying or doing have been affecting you and putting you in a place where you feel isolated. Bottom of the deck, Virgo, is the King of Cups. So once again, I do think that many of you have people in your life who will step up. The King of Cups seems to me like there's people who love you and will care for you. But also what I feel like when I'm looking at this card right now is sort of a taking all of your emotions onto yourself. Do you kind of see the way that he's like pointing to his own chest? It's almost as if like he's like internalizing everything and taking it all on himself. So Virgo, this month of October, just try your hardest to remind yourself that you're not alone. And to try to remind yourself that even if people aren't giving you what you need, that you're not alone and you're not unloved. That more than anything, that you're not unlovable. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone makes choices that don't pan out the way that you expect them to. Everyone deals with sometimes difficulties with the people in their lives and their loved ones. We have to make it not all-consuming. We have to make it not influence this month, Virgo, your worldview. Because I think you're in danger of adopting a really negative worldview right now. Really negative view of the people around you. And it's not going to hurt anyone but yourself. Well, it will hurt other people, but it's going to hurt you the most. Well, I'll take both of these. Outcome for the month. Cool. I got two cards. the Three of Cups, and the High Priestess. So, Virgo, this is what I mean when I say, like, look at all this heavy water energy. We have a lot of water in this. And this reading is mostly water and earth. So I think that we're finding a sort of balance between our emotional world and our material world. Now with the Three of Cups coming out as our outcome for the month, I think that by the end of the month, Virgo, into November, there's going to be a sort of celebration again. There's going to be a sort of outlook on life as something that's positive and something that is fun and fundamentally worth living. Right? We're in this Four of Cups place, and then we sort of drop that extra cup. We sort of drop that like emotional burden. And now like going into November feeling lighter. With the High Priestess, also I think that this darkness that you might be feeling, Virgo, is going to bring you to a place of greater understanding. The way how when we go sort of into a rock bottom place, we find ways to dig ourselves out of it, and then we find purpose, we find meaning again, we find the things that drive us, the things that color our life with passion. More than just working and making money and being and having stability, we find with the High Priestess, we find meaning. Now, it's not saying like you guys are suicidal, but it feels like you sort of need some meaning to life right now. It's sort of a feeling of needing purpose. Of more than just the humdrum of life. Okay, well, one last bit of advice from Spirit before we wrap up this reading. We have the Ether card. And this card represents the ability to create. This card represents the sort of primal forces of life coalescing into something that becomes real and becomes tangible. So I think what this is saying, Virgo, is that what I said with the King of Pentacles, you have the ability now to create the reality that you want for yourself. There's sort of a responsibility that's being put on you, and not a responsibility to carry everybody else, but sort of a responsibility to carry your own life and to ask for what you need, and to more than anything be able to know what you need and to be honest about what you need. And then life moves on. It's like in November, Virgo, you're going to be looking back on this time and like sort of thinking about how you could have felt so low because things are feeling so good now. Things are really on the upswing, whether it feels like it or not. Things are moving into a great place for you guys. Virgo, I love you guys so much. You have a great month. I'll talk to you soon.